Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 6 of our Timberborn 1.0 update. We are starting cycle 12. It is day 1. We just got through a drought. We'll start it on regular speed for now. Let a few more people join today's stream. Good morning, Casper. Welcome to the stream. Glad that you can make it. We have a few bots who are sitting around. They need to be charged. I think we are out of wood. So these charging stations are not all fully operational at the moment. And we only have a few of them. Good morning, Lucky Strike. Lucky Strike. I don't remember seeing your name recently. Have you been to some of the streams before, or is this your first one? We also have Sand Artist, welcome. At the end of the last stream, we trapped a bot down here, and we need to place down a levee. But I want to make sure that we get this stuff sorted out before we do this one. So let's lower that and just keep an eye on it, make sure they don't trap any bots down there. We need to get some more charging stations, and I think I'll want to decentralize them a little bit. Right now we have one right here, and I can add another one and maybe move a couple of these small warehouses or storage piles. Could probably get some over here. Maybe. I need to get some up here. At least once we get some wood for this engine. Because there's a little bit of water, but we need to make sure that we have a good water supply. What we are working on, and it should be working now, is we have these 3 water reels, and I think that they are all connected to one system. Aha, we are missing one final piece, one power shaft. Okay, Casper, you asked what's my plan for today, and then, oh, I see, Lucky Strike. You were Dasafron. Okay, I do remember you from the last stream. And then Sand Artist, you said you and your wife are gonna do some breakfast and Christmas shopping. That is exciting. Yeah, I always enjoy having you folks join, but if you have real life stuff, you can always watch this after the fact, so. Uh-oh. Let's bump this up. Looks like they are just dumping water in here. But my plan for today, hopefully getting some chargers and sorting out our wood situation, because we do have a good amount of trees planted, but we're running low on wood at the moment. This guy's chopping trees down. We should probably add a few more lumberjack flags. And so honestly, I think just getting rid of some of these berry bushes makes the most sense. Now we'll get a couple lumberjack flags down. Instead, we have 9 jobs that are vacant, but those can be filled in some of the water pumps. And then what else am I going to work on? I want to lower all this and then potentially start working on a reservoir. because right now we have all the water here. If we don't pump it all, it just goes away and we don't get to utilize it down the road. And being able to store some of it, I think, would be a good idea, but we're going to need a lot of wood for that. And then getting some of those charging stations up and running. We could squeeze another one right here. We'll speed it up just a little bit. It's too far from a district center. Ah. Need to add in a little path going across. Now they should be able to reach it. But that's not super important. It's not working at minimal efficiency, but that's okay. We still have some water pumpers over here. We added those in the last episode per the suggestion of the viewers. Okay, this is up and running, so there's water in here. You can start unpausing all of these and then copy settings. And now we have 7 jobs that are vacant. How's that even possible? We went from like 10 vacant or 10 unemployed beavers to 7 vacant jobs. And we only added 12 jobs. And we are drastically short on charging stations. We gotta add some pretty much everywhere in the colony. Right now this is only powering the aquifer right over here. If we want to add charging stations, we really need to have some dedicated power for it. You're going to Cracker Barrel? I have not been, and my wife says we need to go. It is on the list. I've heard good things about it. And then 1 path added, and those jobs are all occupied now. We have 12 vacant jobs for the beavers, 8 for the bots. I believe the bot jobs are all contained in here. But we also have a bunch of bots who are incapacitated, and then a bunch of beavers who are also incapacitated. I think the beaver incapacitation is due to these jobs. High chance of injury for the bot assembler, and then the bot part factory also high chance of injury. Wood workshop is medium. We threw some bots into the explosives factory because we are working on placing down a bunch of dynamite. We have a good amount of bad water, so that shouldn't be a problem. And in today's episode, hopefully we can get some more bots created and then throw them into some of these dangerous jobs. Help the beavers out a little bit. And then we have this T intersection in the tubes that we finished in the last episode, so now they can all work on this once. Actually, so we only have half of this being planted. Let's work on the other half. Let's do a quick check on what crops. I know we were short on corn, so we added some more of those. We don't have any eggplants at the moment, so this is why we chose those for here. I believe we're running short on soybeans. We have not that many fermented soybeans. These guys can reach everything. So let's start out with some soybeans over here. And that will add to our available food. And then eggplants, corn, canola. We are maxed out on canola oil. And we have canola that we're harvesting over here, so I don't think we need any more of that. We already got soybeans. Cassavas and kohlrabi are the other two. We have some fermented cassavas and some kohlrabi. So I think we'll probably add a little bit of both. We need to make sure that we are not having any crops die. Let's just go basically to the limits. And then we can probably pause. Okay, I don't know why they... Oh, it's a new day. I guess they didn't finish planting over here. But we're going to have some that focus on harvesting, and then some that focus on planting. And then we'll bump these two up in the priority list, and then this one we can pause on and off. Actually, we'll do it like this. These two, and then this one will be kind of less priority. And then we can pause them very shortly. And we should also get some lumberjack flags. Let's bump these up, get those constructed, and then pause this. Make sure the green space, does that actually, does not quite reach. So we can't utilize all of that. We are so close. And let's see. I think even if we move this back, that wouldn't quite help. I think we'd have to expand it this direction. Probably not worth it. We already have a good amount of reach so far. We even have some more reach over here. Let's add a few more eggplants. And then just clear these 5 crops. Sanders, you said how far are we from irrigation barriers? Do you mean for this section up top? Because we have irrigation barriers unlocked. We utilize them in our main area, and then also at one of our other farmhouse locations. Ooh, and look at, they are all working. This system is all connected in, producing a bunch of power. We can actually pause 1, 2. You can pause all 3 of the engines, so we're saving on wood now, which we also have 150, which is excellent. And I place this sideways. There we go. And we have a new well-being high score. It's going up a bit. I did place a bunch of decorations at the top, and they should be impacting pretty much every single beaver hanging out. Yeah, I think all of those reach everyone. And then plus the roofs and braziers, and lanterns. So for the farm, what I do want to do is get access to these aquifer drills down here, and then we'll have some water flow out this direction and prevent any bad water excuse me, from going this way. We could also just dam this up, and then we'll have to dam this up right here as well, but then that would give us some good green space. And honestly, we could start doing that. All we need to do is probably remove a few crops. Like that. And then we'll get a path going. And then we just need to get a few levees down. And then this bad water should all evaporate over here on the left. Might take a little while, but we'll be able to get it. Ooh, we have a bunch of injured beavers. We have... I think we have enough medical beds. I hope we do. We might not, though. I do think, because we have, for the tube stations, we have one right here, one up here. But we do not have one near our main residence. So I should probably get one set up right around here. What's a good spot for it? I want it to be close enough that it makes sense for them to use it, but also try and maximize our space. I feel like somewhere right here might make sense. I feel like above this, if we could do it on top of this exercise plaza, that would work. What do the overhangs look like? Okay, we can't go directly over top. If we went 2 above, we could do that. We could also start stacking some of the amenities as well. Oh, the clock marks the end of the day. Okay, we have 17 jobs that are vacant. That seems kind of nuts. Pause both of these. 13. I think we have an entire hauling post that is set to lowest priority. I probably passed it. Hauling posts, yes, we have one that has no beavers in it. Makes sense. Because we have 12 vacant jobs. Openings going up again. And then... So hauling post. There's one inventor's hut left. We should just get rid of that. And then one lumberjack flag. One inventor's hut right here, unoccupied. I guess we can leave it. It's taking up space, but we wouldn't really put anything else there. Okay, see you, sand artists. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy Christmas shopping and Cracker Barrel. So I guess let's take a quick check on where we're at. Because wood is going up, which I was actually a little bit concerned about that. We do have all the dynamite placed down. We can detonate that. So we have access to all this green space now, which is actually going to be pretty important. This guy can reach some of it. This guy can also reach some. What I'll want to do is set up even more dynamite. In fact, I think I'll want to go... We'll go single back here. We'll go single right there. Let's just go double going down. But we can remove... We'll remove the last 4 because I'll want to get some sluices and all that set up But before we have water spill in this direction, I want to get probably some levees across. And then I know Sand Artist mentioned we could utilize the water over here to help fill up that reservoir. And that would be very useful. We have 330 wood. I'll want to start going along this backside. And then we'll also need to go across the front. But I don't really want this to be a huge priority for the beavers, because I think there's other things that we'll need to do along the way. And one of those is charging stations right off the bat, which I don't know a great spot to place them. We do have some free space. Now, if you guys remember the one pod challenge, we had a massive amount of charging stations. There's one big central area that we had to charge bots, and that seemed like it worked pretty well. I don't know if that makes as much sense over here, unfortunately, because we're so limited on space, it seems. But we do have that clock. But we do have some spaces for it. I think we could probably also maximize, or I guess utilize, the tube station. So if you place the tube station maybe somewhere around here, and then have another, basically a charging hub, that could be a good idea. Because the reservoir will go across, and then I think we'll utilize everything down here. And then if we go down in elevation, let's see what we'll be at. Okay, so we're at the bottom of the map, right here. So we can't go down any farther than this. What we can do is utilize the mechanical fluid pump. This goes 8 tiles deep now instead of 6. So you can see that we could really pump the water up if we wanted to. So we could bump it up 8 tiles from this level, and if we wanted to power it, we could pump water into it. And we could also utilize gravity to get the water up to a certain elevation and then pump any extra water after that, which that might work. But now, I guess let's do a few things first. Let's plant some trees, because we know we want to do that no matter what. Can they reach all this? Okay. Oh, they can't reach that. I feel like we could also utilize this space. We just can't quite reach all of these trees, unfortunately. Could we make this work? Okay, do we even need this path going underneath? As long as we place down this and have it connected in, and I don't think we actually need this. Yeah, I think we should be fine. Which means that we could potentially move the path over here, put another forester right here. Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. Like I said, I don't want to remove it quite yet, but I will do that. Let's unmark this. And make sure we have a path placed down. Oh, they're going on that real quick. So I guess we can get ready to remove these few paths. This is just starting, so we can remove this. And then we can also replace some of these birch trees with oak trees, because we're not desperately low on wood now, and we also know there's no chance of bad water forming over here. And we can detonate this. So let's unmark these birch trees, and then we'll slowly start putting in oak trees instead. Oh man, I placed them all on the border. I mean, it makes sense. We weren't sure what the bad tides would look like, but now we know. And we also have some over here. And then how far does this guy reach? He makes it a good ways over here. We can go back just a little bit. And we'll basically have all the trees maxed out over here. And then for that tube station I was talking about, and then also the power system, I'll probably want to utilize gravity batteries in today's episode, or maybe that will be a little bit down the road. But I know I'll want to use engines for the chargers. We can get some charging stations set up over here. How do I want to orient it? Because we'll have the tube station, I think, right around here makes sense. And then that means that we'll want to go down, because we're going to connect into this pipe. Let's figure out how we want to get that sorted. Oh, look at that. That is much closer than I was expecting. So I think we can go triple. 1.2 thousand. We avoided unlocking because we were a little bit short on science, but now we're doing good. So we just need to basically place one tunnel right here. And then we'll need to do one more, it looks like. Or we could do a single going down. And they're constructing this so quickly. We also have, we also have a bot who is unemployed, so we filled this up. Oh my goodness. Okay, we were making bots way faster now because we have 2 bot assemblers. We have enough limbs. I know we were a little bit short on those in the last episode. But we're gonna have to start thinking about jobs for the bots. We are basically maxed out on bad water. Let's get some more storage for them. That'll be set to bad water. Oh my gosh, we have so many trees over here. Let's get some more lumberjack flags. And we'll have these ones set to bots. Okay, I think that's a good start for now. Detonate that, and then add one more piece of dynamite. Ooh, we should add some builder's huts for bots. Or at least we can switch this to normal and then switch that to bots. Start with that, and then where else could we put some builder sets? We could put some on top of here, or on the backside. Let's do this. We'll put them on this ridge. Because we don't... Ooh. We'll just add another station up top. And then we'll start getting some builder sets. We'll do 2. These will both be bots. One will be lowest because we don't want to take away from the scrap metal collection too much. We have a good amount. We have 800 at the moment. We can probably add some more storage. We're using the efficient recipe, so it takes treated planks and extract. Good amount of extract. We're doing fine on treated planks. We should probably get some more storage for them also. So let's start with the industrial piles. Then we just need to add in one platform to connect everything in. Copy the settings for both of those. Oh, and we also need to add a path in. There we go. So this one's lowest, this one is normal. So now we have... Ooh, that's a lot of vacancies. I think we should bump that up to normal. And then we can have this one set to lower. Maybe have this one set to normal. And then this one will be lower. And this one's lowest. Then we'll just start adding more hauling posts and builder sets here as needed. We have so many trees. Looks like they are all marked to be chopped down, which is excellent. And then that should get our wood supply up quite a bit. We should probably add some more storage, if I'm being honest, because just 2 of these is not going to be enough. How do you want to do this? Because I want to go vertical. I probably need to have some more dedicated space than just on top of the river. We could. We don't really have access to this side. Let's unmark these for tree planting, because they all should be growing up. Oh, this one is starting out, so we'll remove that. And then we can maybe lower this and add some trees. Sorry, add some storage. Looks like we had a few more people join the stream. Welcome. It's on episode 6. If you're new to the stream, just let me know and I can give a quick background on what we started with and where we're at. And if you've been here, like some of the folks in the chat have been, then welcome back. We are actually really increasing our wood supply. Oh, that is a little bit of flooding. So I guess since we are doing so great on wood, ooh, you know what? We have all these jobs paused. We unpause some of them. We have the kohlrabi that's grown up. Same with the cassavas. Still a little ways away with the other crops. These ones take a little bit longer. But we're going to have access to some more food. We're still doing great on food. Over 2,000 at the moment. Water, 4.3 thousand. We're doing great. Doing good on pad water. I think that'll go up now that we have more storage available. Crops over here look like they're doing good. I have enough power with just these 3 water wheels. So we're supplying a little bit less power than we need over here, which means we should probably look at getting some more power. And we have the space for it. So we just add one right here and prioritize it by haulers. And then we can get some more storage set up right here. We can place 2 of those and offset them. That way we can reach them. Ooh, we can actually do this. Rotate this one. And then we'll have one of these set to treated planks because I know I want to get some more treated plank storage. Doing good on log storage. Let's do metal blocks. And then we can also start going vertical as well. This one will be, actually we can fit one right here if we want. I think this one might make more sense. Thankfully we can utilize the spiral staircase. Now the question is, oh, okay, they finished it. I was going to say, if we went from the other direction to get up here, then we could keep going up this direction, which we still can. We'll set this one to dirt. We don't have any dirt yet, and then I guess this one as well. But that's probably something we'll want to get in today's episode as well. Where do we want to have our dirt excavator? This is our main production area. We have some space back here. Wouldn't be a bad idea. This is 2,000 science. We actually have plenty. We're doing okay on gears. We'll burn through them all to make this. We're doing good on metal blocks. And then treated planks we're doing alright. I think we should add another wood workshop as well. Let's see, we can unlock that at the very least. And then how do we want to fit this? We can fit that if we want to right there. We can also put one right here. Then we would still have a couple spots for other buildings versus here. Seems like it'd be a little bit tighter. I'm thinking, what is the best way to orient this? Help me out, guys. We have, looks like, was that 9 tiles by 8 tiles? Batteries on ledge behind bot factory could trench down to add HP. We do have some space over here. What elevation are we at? Okay, so we could go down a little bit, not a whole lot, but we do have some space. It wouldn't be too difficult to get gravity batteries over here. It's not a bad idea. We did block this off. So this should all be evaporating at some point. We also could try and get some aquifer drills set up over here. And we have some power we could utilize. One thing at a time though. Right over here, let's at least get one of these placed down. I think we should go like this, because it'll be easy to connect in, and then we can still get some other buildings around here. And then let's see, can they access this dirt pile easily? They kind of have to go around. But we could actually tunnel under here if we wanted, or tunnel under here. Let's move that just a little bit. Oh, that'd be perfect. Then we could go down. Down one more right here. We go down across. Where's tunnel? Right here. This is unnecessary, maybe a little bit. And then we'll be able to, because if we remove this, and then place down a spiral staircase, we'll be able to get across fairly easily. And then add another spiral staircase right here. Oh, I forgot to add in... Okay, wait a second. Hold on. So, that's 4,000 science. High chance of injury, though. We want that to be bots. We have not added the path in. We have 10 vacant jobs at the moment. Let's check how many of those are over here. Oh, none of them. Because I bumped it up on the priority list. Can we check jobs for just the bots? No, we can't. Builders' huts, we have 2 of them, 3 of them set to bots. Looks like that's where all the jobs are missing. This one is normal. And then we also have... We don't have any water pumpers. A lot of them are in the mine, which makes sense. Oh, the explosives factories. We want those to be higher on the priority list. Farmhouse. Only 1 is set to bots, that's higher. And then gear workshop. Probably want the bots to stay in there. And I think we have some lumberjack flags as well. 1, 2, 3. Those are all normal. So, if you want to add in this job, just need to make sure we're pulling from the right spots. I think lumberjack flags, we can lower those. Oh, we have a lot of wood over here. We'll bump both of those down. Then we'll add in the dirt excavator. But we need to also add in some more power, because now we are a little bit short. I want to get another wood workshop. I think we still could do that. Oh, we also have space up top. Let's do this. Add in a couple of those. add in 2 engines, and then we can add a wood workshop on the backside here. We'll do that. We have not switched that to bots yet. We probably will want to at some point. I'm enjoying some morning coffee. My wife and I had Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving yesterday instead of on Thursday. Five vacant jobs. We can unpause this. Get some. Oh my gosh, there's so many soybeans are growing up. And then we can actually utilize dirt now that we're constructing, or I guess producing it. It should be appearing in here, I believe. Missing 2 bots. That should go up soon. There we go, there's the dirt. 4 out of 360. Ooh, I did not path the rest of the dirt tunnel. Thank you, DJ. Good catch. We are short on gears. Might need to add some gear workshops. And then in terms of power over on this side, oh wait, I don't really need the paths to be oriented like this. We also have this one up top. Could probably go something like this. And so this system is actually independent from this one. And the intent is not to keep it that way. What I think I want to do is this would be a good spot to do that. Also, I need to add chargers. I talked about that. I get so sidetracked doing all this. We have the tunnels down here. Let's add in the tunnel and then we'll go up. And then we can get a tube station. We'll set that one up like this. And then we can also get a few charging stations over here. Gotta get some power connected up to it. We could put the engines back here and then basically just start lining charging stations. So I think we can support 16 with 2 engines. We have 10 right here. And then we could do a little bit more. We probably should remove these 2. And then we can get the power shafts. I guess, well, yeah, this is more efficient. Power shaft over, and then we can fit 3 more. And so we'll be set for a little bit with these ones. Just need to make sure these are prioritized by haulers. And then they can work on all that. Back to over here, we can remove probably the most popular charging station. And then we can get a few tunnels underneath. I hate to do this, but we gotta do it. We'll go like this, and then tunnel. And then we'll get a power shaft underneath here, and then connect in to this one. And then these systems will be joined. Let's switch that to bots. So we had a few more people join the stream. Hello everyone. Ooh, we gotta place some trees down. What did you all do for Thanksgiving break? My wife and I went to some friends in town, and then my brother-in-law is also visiting. It was quite enjoyable. Had some great food. We did it a day later, so we did it yesterday. I see. What about the batteries on the ledge behind the bot factory? Yes. Yeah, we have access over here. Looks like it's the same elevation. So as long as you remove a little bit of this, I guess we don't necessarily need to lower this in elevation. We can just go up to get across. We're going to go right here because I suspect that we'll need to continue power going over there. So if you want to maximize all the space, I want to go down right along here, and I think I'll probably just keep it going over here as well. And so if we get some of these gravity batteries, we can unlock that. Only 400 science, that's pretty cheap. So we'd be able to fit quite a few over here, and that should be helpful. Although I guess this is not water dependent or bad water dependent, but we could tie that into some water wheels over here. We're getting some of this placed down. I also want to make sure we work our way over here to get some water. And so since this is going to be just a temporary construction project, I don't think we need to worry about setting up a tube going over here. But I do want to at least try and make a direct path, if we can, to get us over here. You know, we don't need to do it like that. We can go... We'll go like this. Now we can avoid doing... What the heck? We can avoid using extra planks. And then constructing this, I think overhangs will be very helpful. I think we might only actually need one overhang. If we have it oriented correctly, I think we could reach everything from here. Because we have the aquifer drill, bang bang, Ooh, but we can change orientation. And then I think if we just have these power shafts going straight up, that would all work out. And to make it work for us, because we're going to need to connect into power anyways. You know, if we can move it over one, I like the looks of that a little bit more. Okay, we'd obviously... Oh, maybe we do a 5? If we did that, would we still be able to reach... Yeah, we should be able to reach all this still. And then we'll have to have that. We'll have the power shafts go up. And then we can just double up because we need to have basically, we'll want to let the beavers walk over here. Ooh, we have a bad tide approaching. But we can let the beavers do something like this. And then I think they actually should be able to construct all this. So we'll see how that goes. We'll keep an eye on that. And then we'll need to connect it into power. We can put some water wheels here, but they won't be used until this starts pumping water. So we'd also want to connect into the bad water power over here. And so I think we'll just want to go direct up. So we can set that up. This could be a fun little side quest. I knew at some point I wanted to work on this, but this kind of just presented itself a little bit sooner than expected. And so I think probably we should use the large water wheels just because they're so much more efficient. Although we can't maybe fit enough. We can fit, I guess we can only fit 2 sets, but we could just go with a large one and 2 small ones. No, we couldn't even do that. So one will produce 540 versus if we could use 480. I think this is still worth it. So I guess we'll go with 1. We can raise this up a little bit. But we'll want to block this off. So maybe we hold off on that. And then we'll temporarily get a couple of those placed down. Have our levee. Make sure they can actually reach everything. Yeah, and I think that should work. And then we can also work on getting power over here. So I'll want to offset this. Now we can start placing down those power shafts. Because we'll have to go up one, connect in, and then basically just go across. And then we'll do the same over here once we've gotten up. Ooh, and then we'll also need to block this off down here because that's where the water will currently go. And we can also do it like this. So before we get too far, seems like going this way makes sense. So temporarily, because we need to go down, we just need to set a double. And then we'll start setting some stairs. This is interesting. I've never seen anything like this on a map before. But they also, it seems like they were pretty creative with this most recent update. I guess we'll just set it up like this. That's all she wrote. I guess we don't need to bump anything up in particular. We can detonate these though. And can we keep going down, or is it the lowest? Can we keep going down? Let's see how much, because we don't want to waste resources. We are, I think, at the second lowest level. So we should be able to place one more. And then we'll go triple for those ones. Ooh, we got an army of beavers working over here. Okay, this should all be connected in. Ooh, we're short on gears. Hey, but at least they're doing this. They should be able to reach... Okay, yeah, they can reach all that. There is so much to do. We also have our reservoir that we want to work on. We have this set up. I know I will want to set up some sluices. That way we just have water flowing in one direction and not flowing backwards. And then what should the limits be for the reservoir? So we could just go along basically the edge of this ridge, or we could go further sideways, maximize how much we have. You could also do multiple stages for the reservoir. Oh my goodness. We are so short on gears. I'm going to set it for bad tide. Yes. Right now our bad tide situation around here, we have these irrigation barriers and these close when the contamination goes up. I'm going to pause this because this guy, he'll pump bad water out of here. And then we do need that during the bad tide because otherwise, otherwise this will just stay contaminated and it will evaporate, but since it's a water seep, it doesn't go above that 0.8, I believe, water elevation. And then for the reservoirs, sorry, not the reservoirs, for the aquifer drills, these only produce water. They switched it during one of their most recent patches so that now these just produce water during the wet season, and then during a bad tide and a drought they do not produce anything. So this one and this one are both set. So we're not worried about bad water for those. And then the only other places, this bad water spawner all the way over here, that feeds into the power. That's going to continue. And then you have this bad water source. That's going to continue, but that's not really impacting us. I guess we have some over here. But yeah, I think we're going to be set. We do have this whole bad water diversion system that I set up a few episodes ago, but then they made the adjustments for the aquifer drills, and so now this is kind of unnecessary. But we have utilized it. It's been a little extra water storage. We have a couple water pumpers who pump water from here. And we're doing good on bad water, 1.8 thousand. And oh my gosh, we have so many trees. We have no shortage of wood at the moment. We basically only have, I think, three beavers and bots who are working. I want to get some more storage set up right here. I think it might just be easiest to plop down temporary tube station. And then we can start lowering this. Want to go 1 down and then 3 down. Need to lower this more, obviously. But we'll just get this so it's even with this, and we can detonate it all at once. We also have some beavers who are unemployed. So let's toss a few of them in here. We could also add some lumberjack flags over here. Let's add a couple more platforms. And then we'll get some more storage over here as well. I can probably rearrange the jobs at some point, like how we're laying out everything. I will say I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. Nice zigzag across, the clean look. And it transitions from overhangs to having platforms. And we have so much scrap metal. We're doing great on all of it. We're nearly maxed out, it seems. We are dropping in treated planks. We still have enough pine resin. We're doing good on planks. So I think it's just production. But we did add... Ooh. We could probably switch this to bots at some point. Maybe sooner rather than later. We have 4.9 thousand science. It's a medium chance of injury. Maybe... Well... Before we switch that, I think we need some more gear workshops because we're a little bit short on gears at the moment. Because you can see this guy is sitting around. Okay, I also needed to do that. And then we can get some power. We have to go under here, and then we can connect these systems in. So with these systems all connected in, I think it'll be a little bit easier to go vertical. We do have coffee right here. That's maxed out, but I think we can move that storage. That way we can go sideways with the power shafts and then go vertical and connect in the backside right here. I think we could do some rearranging with this in order to fit some more storage over here. I think we could probably relocate some of these buildings because we have this convenient spot that we set up. We can switch hauling post over here. I think this is the lowest priority workplace that we wanted. It's the medium lowest. Switch it around. We can also remove this one. We don't need anyone in there. Let's remove this hauling post. Bad tide has started. I'll take a look at that real quick. But I want to move some jobs around. Builder's hut. Move the path over. Get some storage. We're going to have a lot of coffee storage. Let me tell you. And then we can remove this. And we can go from there. So, it is a bad tide. 3 days long. Good morning, Jay Sean. It is a bad tide. We are looking at this one, 3 days long. I don't think it's really going to impact anything other than maybe some bad water in here. but we've prepared for that. We probably, well, I guess we can leave these pumping because we have water that's going to stay in here and over here. And Jay Sean, I know that you have been talking about this for a while, but we're going to start getting a reservoir up and running. We have everything set up. Excuse me. We have everything set up over here to start the barrier, minus this one spot. And then we're going to go along the back side. I don't know exactly how far I want it to go. Extend, I guess, in this direction. But I do know I want to go here. Yep, Jayshawn, you have been talking about reservoirs for a while now. We also recently constructed this dirt excavator. So we have some dirt. We're storing some up. Probably should get some more storage just to have a good amount of reserves. And we can go up in elevation right here. I don't know how we'll be able to have access to it exactly. I think we'll have to use some overhangs. If we go like this and spiral, I guess we don't even need overhangs, we just need platforms. Then we can just copy these settings. And then another thing, oh wait, hold up. Okay, here's my thought process. I'm all over the place. So right now I'm just looking at this, and we are going to be adding in some more aquifer drills. A couple down here. We have to make a bunch of power shafts, but we are a little bit short on gears right now. So, getting some more gear workshop set up. Want to place some over here, but we need to connect it into power. So we need to go down here. So I had to move the coffee storage over here and then rearrange some jobs. So one small decision can impact everything. And unfortunately, we'll need gears for these vertical power shafts. But we can high prioritize these ones. Make sure they get those first. And then we can get another power shaft. And then fit in some of these gear workshops. I think we'll go like this for now, and then we'll... I know that I could place one right here, but I want to make sure we have room for other buildings and like maximize our space as much as we can. Switch both of those to haulers, and then we'll basically super high prioritize all of this. We're doing good on planks. See, you said, Jayshawn, you said the new update, they nerfed engines use water and wood. I think it's a lot of water. I think they had updated that by the time we played through this on Wednesday, and we did experience a water shortage. I think we're in a good spot right now. We have 5,700 water, and we also have 3 water sources now for collecting water. And we haven't experienced a long drought since the not the incident, but it was kind of like an incident. Let's lower all these. But yes, the addition of water required for engines is a little sneaky, because if you're not careful, then you can actually just completely screw yourself over. because you need water to use for the engines in order to power the aquifer drill. And so that means you can't get water from the aquifer drill until you get power, which requires water. I mean, there's other ways to get power, obviously. You can also get water from a water seep, and then you can use power from water wheels, you know, like during, like in a bad tide river, or you can use the large power wheel, the wheel of shame, as a certain someone likes to call it. But if you're not planning ahead, then you can get kind of trapped. And we can also fill in these last few trees. Okay, they can't reach these last couple. And this guy should... Oh, he can't reach these ones either. That's fine. We're in a good spot with wood. We have 1.3 thousand, and then we also have what feels like a billion trees. Ooh, do we need gears for this? We do need gears. We want to add some more wood storage over here, but we need to get access to this. I guess we don't really need this. We could probably remove this. And instead we'll just go platform and stairs. Let's go like that instead. And then we can collect these. I thought it'd be quick to just add another tube station on the backside, but clearly not. Looks like a few more people have joined the stream. Glad to have you all. We have 1.4 days left in the bad tide. Ooh, we got this. Let's remove that and collect these planks. The intent is to get a water wheel set up right here, and then we'll have power that will eventually go over here, and then we can connect it all in. And then we'll get another water source. Or actually, we'll get 2 water sources. So, I mean, we'll need to add more than just this one water wheel. But I'm thinking of doing something a little cheeky. Because we can add in this one water wheel, which will provide up to 540 power. And that won't be enough to fully power these, but we can add in some water wheels over here. And so these will be running at not full power. It'll pump the water up, and then it'll start flowing out here, and then it'll generate more power. And then then these will start producing more power. The reason we can't utilize this system obviously is because we need to kickstart it. And that's kind of what this is. The system over here is to kickstart it. And so these don't require gears, which is excellent. And then let's make sure we might be able to, whoops. We might be able to fit 2 of these water wheels, because it would be kind of nice if we could tie this system in to maybe some of our other systems. We can fit 1 right here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. We'll need 1 over here. Because then we'll have to go up. And then we can add in a couple of these. And then we can almost fit another one over here. But instead I think we'll go across So I want to add in one more. But we have some stuff for them to work on while we're a little bit short on gears. Thankfully we have these guys. We should prioritize them by haulers. And then make sure the other gear workshops are also prioritized by haulers. We have plenty of planks, so hopefully we can get our gear shortage sorted out. Let's just add, we can just do this. Oh. No, we'll do it a little different. We'll immediately remove the ability for them to produce gears and then try and add more. We actually have no vacant jobs for the beavers. 7 vacant jobs for the bots. So it's looking good. Thank you, Jay Sean. I appreciate it. We're almost done with the bad tide. Overall, we're in a great spot. Food is fantastic. 3.8 thousand. We're actually maxed out on kohlrabi. Ooh, we need to add some more storage for soybeans. Okay, mushrooms. We can switch this. We don't want them there. We want them in this one. We do not have enough gears to fill that up. Let's switch this to... Ooh. Let's do... Oh wait, we haven't made any food processing for eggplants. That is something we can add up here. Ooh, we're short on beaver workers. Or sorry, on bot workers. I think we need to do a little bit of job rearranging. Oh my gosh. Well, they're working their ways over there. We only have a few bot jobs. We are doing great on scrap metal. We're going to remove some bots from here for now. We'll set it to 5 temporarily. Then we have them working in these jobs. We actually have a beaver who's unemployed. I think we could probably switch a bot job to a beaver job. We have some lumberjack flags over here. Let's switch that one. Detonate this, and then... The bad tide is over. Didn't really impact us too much, I think. Or I don't think. And then we'll have this bad water pump that will pump the bad water out, and then we'll eventually get some water coming out of here. Help refill this, but we have not experienced this drying out so far. And I wanted to switch this storage. We'll switch that to fermented soybeans for now. So we have quite a ways that we're making the beavers and bots walk, unfortunately. Oh, this is just a temporary thing they're constructing. Don't know if it would have been worth getting the tube set up. But we also can detonate that, and then do the same over here. And then we do have this wall plugged up. So if we have any water filling in this space, it's not going to flow through. And where does that even outfall? Okay, I'm a little lost. Let's follow what the path would have been. Oh, so that goes sideways. You can see it's underground. Okay, so it would have gone around here and funneled out this way. Let's remove these stairs and collect the resources, and then we'll do the same for these ones. In the meantime, we can keep adding. Let's see, so this should... No way, we can't keep going down. I don't believe it. We're gonna... Wait, can we? Okay, hold up. Did I just miscount? It says 0. It says 1. It used to not let you place dynamite on the bottom of the map. Yeah, I can't scroll down anymore. Although we have... Is it just me or is that the world's strongest shape? Oh, is this from the... That's funny. Okay, so we have the dirt excavator making some interesting images. But I guess we can go down one more. We'll have to follow that. Either way, let's just place some doubles down there. And then we're making good progress over here. Let's remove that, collect it, and then we can add in this large water wheel. Oh, cool. We can bump that down. So this is logs and planks. We have plenty of both, and then we'll have this system almost up and running. We just need to actually get the aquifers constructed. Dirty dirt excavator, that is too true. Yeah, we're doing good on dirt. And then, so we're short on jobs for the beavers, so we're going to add in some more builder sets. We'll just add one right here. Yeah, we can get some builder sets constructed. We can fit 3. And then we'll just have something set to lowest priority. Because we don't really need... Like, these are just kind of bonus jobs. We do also have some bots who are unemployed. Let's add a couple more back into this. And then we can also get some more storage for the wood over here. I keep forgetting to use the duplicate, but at least we can copy settings. Makes it a little bit easier. And then we have to go up one more. Let's do this, because unfortunately you can't place... I would love it if you could place something like the platforms on top of these lumberjack flags. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. So instead we'll do it this way. And then we'll just have them construct that as they can. New episode title. Yeah, this one, it's I didn't label it as episode 6. I labeled it kind of like I do for the YouTube videos, where it's just about the theme of what we're doing. But it's a little tricky because I don't exactly know what's going to happen today. So I did my best at guessing what we do. Okay, I need to sort out this reservoir. I know Jay Sean, you'll have some opinions. Anyone else in the chat, welcome to chime in if you have any ideas. So I think we're going to go along down here and then connect in the side. I don't know exactly how far over we should go. Like, I think we could just go straight down because there's going to be plenty of space basically in here that we can utilize. I know that Sand Artist had a good idea in the last episode where he said we could utilize the water from this area to go through here, so we'd basically be feeding the reservoir from 2 different angles. I think this is it the same elevation? Pretty dang similar. Also, we can build up the reservoir and then utilize this deep mechanical fluid pump if we want to basically get some extra water. Not a bad idea. But we could start going along here. If you want to make it look like an actual dam, we'd want to go like a few, basically slowly work our way over. Honestly, I think that would look kind of cool if we did it looking like a real reservoir. It's going to be a lot more dirt, but we also are going to be constructing it from the side that actually matters. If we go along here. So let's make sure we can reach it also from multiple angles. So we want to go along this direction. And then we probably need to have an outlet also. What about the bad water? So the bad water, this will eventually evaporate if we block it off, because it's coming from this side. I figured the water would be around here. Yeah, and the reservoir over here would not be impacted by the water. Or sorry, by the bad water. And as long as we get some stairs so they have access to everything. I am a little concerned that we might trap some bots and beavers. Let's see. Let's go like this. I'm going to make it as easy as possible for them to reach everything. So this is all going to be lower on the priority list. We do not need this to be constructed very quickly. And unfortunately I have to go manually to lower it all. Can't just do one stroke. But they'll work on that as they can, because we have some dirt saved up. And we have the power almost all the way over here. Ooh. But they do have these constructed. Just need some power set up. We're working our way vertically. And then soon we can connect these last couple power shafts in. I will need to replace that one with a vertical one. And they'll have to go vertical up here. Gotta drop your dot off at work. Go for it. Might be streaming when you get back. Depends on how long it takes. And immediately we trapped a beaver, of course. I don't know what I was expecting. Oh, can he even... He might not be able to walk through there. Oh my goodness. This is already a mess. We still have an unemployed bot. Okay, and then how do we have 11 vacant jobs for the beavers so quickly? Oh, the vacant... Oh, okay. This guy is the unemployed bot. So we've got a few more people who joined the stream. If you're new, we're playing through the new Timberborn update. This is episode 6. We're on cycle 13. This is one of the new maps. So our main water source, right here in the middle, we have our water seep. And then we have some of these aquifer drills that we have utilized. We made this one, and then this one over here was an ancient one, so it was already set up. We just need to power it. We're actually powering this now with these water wheels that we set up. We have these 3 engines that are paused. And we're getting enough power to power both our number crunchers plus the drill. Also, I'm just now realizing we have not utilized the control tower at all. We are still short on gears. We have a bunch of beavers working in here. We don't have any control towers anywhere. This one, it looks like it reaches a good amount of the jobs. If you place one right here, that should cover a good amount. And then we also, I did intend to place a food factory right here. This one I want to set to eggplants because we have a bucket of eggplants over here and we have not been able to do anything with them so far. So this should give us some more food. We're just under 4,000. And we still have not untrapped this beaver, or this bot. Let's see if we can sort that out. Let's high prioritize these buildings. Geez, we are trapping bots left and right, and beavers. This is not turning out great, if I'm being completely honest. Oh my gosh. This is a nightmare. I think what we need to do is remove all of these, and then we'll just construct this. Oh. Try and construct it later. Okay. So now, as long as we get some stairs set up for them, this guy, he'll be able to get out. Let's do this. We should be able to reach it as soon as we get this place down. I mean, he might need to move. Hopefully he will move. Okay, detonate. He can get away. This guy, oh goodness. I think we'll need to place some dynamite down for him. And then we have to also basically bump up these on the priority list. This project went south very quickly. Oh no. Hold up. Let's pause all of this. Although we can work on these. Get those ones constructed so we can reach this. And then maybe we'll do a set of stairs right here. Okay, so we got that guy out. This guy, he's still surviving, so we're... Oh my goodness. Oh, cool. Okay, we don't need this. He is building this. And... Okay, this has not turned out great. Hopefully... Okay, let's do this. We're just gonna delete this. That way they can't trap themselves down here. We'll have them work on all this. And then let's basically delete all these stairs. So what they're gonna do is construct... We can set this all to normal. So they'll construct all of these. Is it the path? That's funny. The path can be changed in priority. So they'll build over here. And then we can start setting up more dirt blocks. And I think one by one we'll go with each row. That way they're not trapping themselves. At this point, they can't go down here, which is, I guess that's fine. But what we could do, if we want to make it go a little bit faster, if we get some overhangs set up, but we want to have it up in elevation, we only need to go 2 up. Although really we want to go farther. Because we want to go 6 across and then another 2 tiles, so we'll have to do a single, a triple, and then 6. I guess we could go double. Well, no, we'll need to keep going across. So we'll set it up like this. 6, 6. Not 6, 7. And then we can go like that. And then I guess we can start with this. There's so much to do. I don't feel like we need to keep going too much more. At least not initially. Because we'll know we'll go over here. Oh. Yeah, we got plenty to do, so I guess we'll just go up, which they won't be able to reach this, which is totally fine. This is not super important at the moment. But this is going to look cool. We'll have basically a full-on dam set up here. And it'll have some sort of outlet, maybe at the... I don't know if we want to do it at the top or the bottom. We'll figure it out. But we have something for them to work on. Ooh, it looks like they are done with everything over here. So now we have to work our way backwards. So we'll remove this path and then power shaft up. And I think they should be able to reach that. And then we'll need to connect in a couple power shafts right here. But we'll wait to do that so that way they don't trap any bots over here or beavers. And let's bump this up. I want them to get this done ASAP Rocky. And then we'll remove these paths and then we'll have the last few power shafts connected in. Our beaver's well-being is up to 30. So that's actually pretty good. Oh, the bell starts a new day. In the one pod challenge, which I released that episode a few weeks ago, it was the final episode. We got all the way up to the max well-being, max of 76. I had never done that before. So that was pretty cool. But if you have not checked out that series, you should take a look at it. It's a very interesting challenge. I got the idea from Barthak, and I have not seen him make videos in a few years, but he has some pretty cool stuff as well. We're doing pretty good on wood. We still have a lot more we can chop down. They can reach all this. I think we need to add... Well, we need to remove this and then add some more platforms. That way we can extend the path and get some more lumberjack flags placed down. We can set some of these to bots. In fact, we can probably set all of them to bots. And I'm still not utilizing the copy settings function as much as I should be. You know, we have quite a bit of green space we can utilize over here, but if we set some irrigation barriers up, that would make sure we don't have any contaminated trees. So let's go right along here. Basically just go over that way. And then I don't think we'll be able to reach this at the moment, which is not the end of the world. But if we extend this going... Okay, I guess we can just get it figured out right here. Not too hard to do. But we have plenty of... Oh, we don't have access to these trees. I just realized that. So let's do this. We can add a couple stairs. And that should get us sorted out. Yeah, once we get those constructed, we'll have access to all this wood. I'm assuming they finished these two, which means power shaft, high priority, get another one. I should be able to reach both of these from here. And then we just need to get these paths removed. And then we'll set up one more. I'm going to wait just a little bit, because it takes a while for the bots to actually come over here to construct everything. Oh my gosh, there's beavers. They are working well into the night. I will keep an eye. We do not want to block this one off. Okay, he just placed it down. We're getting this one set up, and then we just have these last two. I just don't want them to construct this with this one being unfinished. So I am on standby in case. Oh, there's no one coming over here. Okay, we got someone across. Don't do this one. Okay, that's good. So we're almost there. Oh, he is very thirsty. Come on, power through, buddy. No! He left. 75% of the way there. Okay. We'll get someone over here. Is that a bot? A bot to the rescue. But that's going to be power over here and water into this system. They're running at 67% efficiency because this is producing just under 540 HP. And I guess these can be underwater, it looks like. And then once this fills up, it's going to start flowing through here, and then we're going to have even more power. So these will run even more efficiently. And then we're going to have a lot of water coming through this system. I probably should have set sluices up instead. I guess it doesn't really matter. But I am pretty excited to see this fill up. So, come back here in just a minute. Let's check on the rest of the colony. We have some bots sitting around. They're not working on anything. We can probably... Oh. I need to add a staircase in here and then a path going over here as well. And then we can finally add in some of these dirt blocks back. And then we can copy settings and unpause all those. Let's speed it up a little bit because I want to see this thing fill up. Our well-being is up to 31. I think what we added was the eggplants. So now we should be making some eggplant rations. Helping the beavers while being out. I don't think I've done any monuments. That is probably something I should do. We have plenty of planks. Sorry, plenty of wood. Doing good on planks, so I'll probably need to add some more plank production. But we are just at the edge. Then we'll see it fill up and spill out. There we go. So we're going to have a lot more green space as well, which is going to be great. And as the water starts flowing through, we are immediately producing excess power. And then we'll get some more. Oh, so this is going to actually overtop this. We can remove these, but we don't necessarily need to. Also can detonate these. Okay, so this looks like it can go down one more. Good to know. But this bad water will slowly fade away. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll have a lot of green space over here. It's going to fill this up, make this all green. We can also start removing this and collect it. We have so much food now. Oh my gosh, we're not even collecting the corn. Corn rations. We should probably add in some more food production. I know I wanted to get some more wood workshops. Let's add in one of those. And then also add in a couple more food factories. Although I feel like we could maximize the space a little bit more. Ooh, but we do have the control tower. So it uses science. Network power supply / demand. Oh, because it's the evening. I see. We have this space that we could add some more overhangs on, but we don't necessarily need to do it right at the moment. I guess for now, let's just add in another food factory and set that to corn rations because we have so much corn. We are also a little bit short on mangrove fruits. We can unmark all of these to be chopped down because we have plenty of trees elsewhere, like over here. We could probably add some more trees. We need to get another forester somewhere on this side. Okay, so we have the irrigation barriers, but the bad water effects are still spreading outside of here because we don't have them along this side. Need to change this path, but we don't even need this here in the long run. What the heck? So they're using this. I mean, these beavers are obviously using it to construct this, but you can see the bots are going this way. Looks like it's faster to get back. Means we should probably get something set up maybe over here. And by something I mean get a two-way station. And maybe get some paths set up. Just make it a little bit more efficient. We can do this. And then we can unplant these trees. Some of these, in fact, all these are really new. So we can just remove them straight up. Then we'll add that path in. And then might as well, yeah, we'll go like this. It seems like it makes sense. Then we can go across. So we're doing pretty good overall. I guess a quick, oh, let's pause this guy. Quick resource update. 10k science, doing good. Doing great on wood. Planks are actually dropping. We added in a bunch of gear workshops, which we needed to, but we're going through our planks to do so. So we need to add some more. We can't add overhangs right here because these buildings are a little bit too tall. So what we could do is do a little bit of rearranging. We can bump these ones up one level and then replace them with other buildings, which I'm kind of leaning towards doing that. That way we can add some overhangs right here. We are actually running a little bit low on power because we've added a lot of buildings and it looks like these ones are not prioritized by haulers. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this whole area is basically flooding, but that was kind of intentional. So we have a lot of green space and the water's just kind of seeping over into this. So what should we do? I think we should wait. Because I don't need to focus on this yet. Gotta keep my priorities straight. Let's look down here. Now this should not let me place anything. Yeah, you can't place anything on the bottom of the map. We can do stuff right here. And then let's remove these and then place down some more explosives. And the reason why we did any of this in the first place is because we want to get some gravity batteries set up. And so we could, I mean, we'll want to place them over here, but I think that we'll want to get some overhangs. So I guess if we removed some dirt blocks over here, we could have 2 sets of gravity batteries. So that might be something we want to look at. And then to make it easier to construct everything, we're going to do this. Go like here. And then we can start placing the gravity batteries on top. Ah, so close. I guess if we remove these, which I think we can reach the dynamite right here. Yep, and this one we cannot. Okay, so I'll have to go down like this. Single, high prioritize it. Oh my gosh, they built that so fast. We can do single. Oh, I won't be able to reach it. We'll have to go one here and here. And then we'll have to place a platform back down. Well, if you detonate those two, then we just work our way down with this one, and then down with that dirt block next to it. And then we'll just need to connect everything in. And that should not be a problem. We are at the right elevation. Or as long as you place down those. And we work our way back. We'll probably want to go up just a little bit. I guess I won't quite be able to reach that. What we can do, yeah, let's remove that, and then we'll do a power shaft right here. That they can reach. Oh, a few extra power shafts. There we go. And then we just need to get the gravity battery placed back on top, and they should be able to reach all of this. And then that'll give us some extra power. Because I guess... So let me know if you guys know this. So we have the engines. They are running during the day. We have not enough power. Producing 4,800. Using 5,600. So they're all... Everything's running at 85% efficiency. During the night, we're going to have these beavers go to bed. Their buildings are going to be turned off. But all these engines will still be running. So we'll be producing, I believe, 4,800 power still, but we're only going to have like half the demand. Since we have so many buildings, it'll be turned off during the nighttime. I think that all that power is just being wasted at the moment. What I'm guessing is that during the nighttime, when we have these gravity batteries connected in, we can charge them up during the daytime. Sorry, it can charge them up during the nighttime, and then during the daytime it'll pull from them. That logically makes sense. Unless these engines are intelligent enough to ramp down their power production, and it looks like they're not. So they're still producing 4,800, even though we're using way less than that. So connecting this in should be very helpful. I think I want to prioritize getting these two things constructed. And then we'll work our way down over here with the triple dynamite. Same with this one. And then we'll bump up some of these on the priority list. And then we have all this green space. It is pretty cool. If we want, we can add some more dirt blocks over here, but not necessary at the moment. Also, looks like we have finished part of the reservoir. Would it make sense to put the sluice on the bottom or top? I feel like the top. Although this is way higher. So we need to place some more wood pieces, I guess, along here. Which they can reach this. We'll do it like this. What elevation? Oh, I think that is perfect. And I guess we'll just keep going across. We'll probably, in order to make this go faster, oh my gosh, we pause, or slow down at least. We have 4 planks. I was talking about rearranging stuff. Okay, how are we doing on metal blocks? We're doing great. Treated planks, we're doing great. We're removing these 3 buildings and adding in 3 lumber mills. Super high priority for all of these. We have some unemployed bots. We'll toss them into 2 of these. This one will be set to just a normal lumber mill, or sorry, just 2 bots. Beavers, I mean. We have these platforms. We don't need to replace them. Instead, we'll just get some overhangs set up like this, just to keep them even. Have it spread like this, and then we can get some of the smelters set up here, and then that last wood workshop. So those will be constructed. Thankfully we have enough of those resources. We're not too worried about it. Although we're going to switch this. Let's construct that wood workshop first. And then we'll have the smelters placed down. Because we have fewer treated planks than we have metal blocks. And then we'll get planks up and running. Wood is dropping a little bit. We had like 1,200 at one point, then it was down to 1,100, now we're down to under 1,000. We have this, which is now connected, but I want to get another forester set up and make sure he can reach all the places he needs to. We set him right here. That is almost perfect. These are brand spanking new. Can remove those. Bump it up on the priority list. Although, we place him right here. I guess we don't need to do that. And we'll leave that for planting. So if we place down just one of the platforms, and then we can fit the forester, and then he should be able to, if we can take a look at his range, he can reach everywhere down here that we need to. And then we'll just have to make sure that we set some trees to be planted. And then we can just basically go all the way over here. We do need to make sure we also have some lumberjacks who can reach those trees. That guy, those will work. We should probably get a tooth grindstone down here. Because right now they have to go a ways away to grind their teeth. The bots are just sitting around. They have been very efficient. I think we should switch this to bots and then do the same over here. And let's make sure we bump this up on the priority list because we want to get that going. We can keep the path going this way a little bit, and then let's pop a tooth grindstone over here. So we're planning ahead a little bit. We are still very short on gears now because we have gone through our planks in order to produce the gears. We have other stuff we can work on at the moment. Let's start doing this. We'll place down some of this. Oh yeah, so they can't reach this just yet, because we have to go across. I would like to make some scaffolding, but that all requires planks. And then if we do overhangs, then it requires even more planks. I guess we could use dirt over here, but I don't really want to. So we'll just let them slowly work their way across. And it's probably good for wood regulation, because if we just place all our wood down at once, could induce a wood shortage. But if we get this constructed, then we'll slowly be placing the dirt blocks on the backside. And so we can actually continue across here. We can go all the way. I guess I will probably still want to have a little channel. I don't know exactly how I want this oriented at the moment. Hopefully the beavers don't trap themselves at all with this. We can actually probably go back a little bit. Yeah, we'll do something like that. We're basically going for aesthetics with this. I don't think I want it to be just 2 wide. I think I want it to stay 3 wide. Oh. It's a little awkward removing dirt blocks now, since there's 3 dimensions. But now they should be able to reach all of this. Oh, but they'll have to start from the bottom. That makes sense. How are we doing on dirt? We have over 300, that's good. How's everything else? We are dropping in wood pretty quickly. Well, good thing we added more to the forester, or added more foresters. We should probably also look at getting, is it in science? Getting some grease to help the bots move faster. It requires canola oil and extract. We're doing great on both of those. We have some space up here, but unfortunately we are short on planks that are required for these. But we do have these last 2 buildings, the last 2 power shafts we can put in. We have some space up here we can utilize. In fact, if we replace this one with this, let's high prioritize these. Then we can place some buildings up here, and one of those is going to be the grease factory. I think that we'll just add in some power shafts along the backside. It's kind of okay if we're not perfectly utilizing the space. We'll do it like this, and then down the road we can add some platforms over here and then maybe place down another grease factory. Let's just bump all these up. Let's see, anything concerning? Food's great, water is great. We're dropping in wood, but we are aware of that. And then we have a bunch of trees over here. Some of these are getting close to growing up. That's going to be great. And then this guy is doing all he can to plant. I think, honestly, I think that it'd be worth getting another forester, at least temporarily. If you'll let me place it down. High prioritize it. Should bump all of these jobs up a little bit. We don't really need him here in the long run, I don't think. Although maybe we do. I mean, because this guy, these two will be able to plant stuff, because this guy's sitting around right now. So we'll leave this as is. We got someone in here now. He'll do some planting. We'll probably need some more foresters. And then we'll have them set to bots. We only have 2 vacant bot jobs, which is totally fine. I think we have a builder's hut. Or 2. That's a beaver builder's hut. Okay, we have a bot builder's hut as well. Okay, so what if we do this? Switch that to bots. Only have 3 vacant jobs. Basically max that out. So now we have, I think we want it to be, so we have, that'll be 14 jobs that can be pulled from here, and then 8 jobs for the iron teeth. So we're chilling. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, this will help. We actually marked some trees to be chopped down. That is excellent. Helps stop our wood shortage in its tracks. We can also add a couple more lumberjack flags. And then we also have a drought approaching in 3 days. We're doing great on water, 6,400. And this reservoir is slowly going up. But we have plenty of other things that the beavers are working on, constructing. I think this will be pretty important to get these trees chopped down. I mean, because it's 8 wood per tree, and that's 5 by probably 15. Then plus some more, so we'll call it 6 or 7 by 15. I'm trying to do quick math. Like, that's like 1,000 wood, just about, depending on how you cut it. We have our massive charging station set up over here. Not all of these are popular, but we don't need them all to be popular. Although a lot of them are not used at all, so we can pause half of these and then pause one of these. Save on a little bit of wood. Let's also prioritize some of these jobs by haulers. And on the right side, they did construct all these platforms. The grease factory is up and running. I think we should switch this to bots. And then that'll be helpful. Might as well prioritize it by haulers. Oh, we need to get storage set up for it though. Let's do this. We have some... Ooh, this would be a good charging station spot. That's in science. See, these two charging stations will be utilized a lot because there's a lot of bots who work over here. That is the one downside of having this big charging station centralized over here, is that it's not super close to where the bots are actually working. So, pros and cons to that method. So let's keep going down. I think we're near the end. Oh, maybe not quite. Go with the triple. But these are charging up now because we have the extra power from this system. And I think we'll want to incorporate water power. This whole system is very efficient. So like, it'd be nice to connect this whole system up together down the road, but we don't necessarily need to do it right this minute. Also, it'd just be a lot to go all the way across. And I want it to look not too much like power shaft spaghetti. So what was I doing over here? Now we're working on that. Oh, it was the storage. So we have the grease factory. Need to get some storage for grease. If we do this, place down one piece of dynamite. Oh no, no piece of dynamite. We just place a dirt block right here. Then we get some storage. We can utilize this for grease. This guy needs canola oil and extract. We want to make sure we don't drop on canola oil too much. We're still basically maxed, so I'm not worried about it at the moment. Extract, we're still doing great, but now that we start using those resources more, especially as we add more grease factories, it takes a while. Specifically for the canola oil, it takes a while for it to ramp up production because you have to have enough canola stored up. Thankfully, I think we have a good amount. We have 200 spare seeds just in storage, and then also another 135 in the farmhouses themselves. So we do have a bit of a buffer. But we just got to make sure we don't drop too quickly on this. And I think that the bots are going to be enjoying the grease, so we can add a second one. Now that we don't have a plank shortage, well actually we can actually just utilize dirt. So let's do that. We'll do the dirt and then add in that second grease factory. We'll also set it to bots. Wood is still dropping, but we have all of these trees now. And so I think we're... Well, we might not be dropping still. We might be maintaining. Maybe. Lucky Strike, welcome back. Yeah, we do have the gravity batteries working. I think that was you who suggested it. So they are pulling, pulling from the gravity battery storage during the day when we are not producing enough power, and then at nighttime we're producing 4,800 power still, but I think we have a demand of about 2,500 power. So we're able to charge these up. And it's basically just regulating how much power we need. In the long run, we might need to add some more power production, because if this is trending downwards, then eventually we're not going to be able to charge it up at all. Like, we'll charge up a little bit during the nighttime, but it just won't be enough to offset how much we use during the day. We do have some more areas for engines, but I think we should probably turn to some sort of other power system, like utilizing the water power from here, because we still have several more places we can place water wheels to get the power, and then same with the bad water as well. We have our reservoir over here that we're working on. We've made some good progress. I think we should probably try and maybe go from this side as well. Although I realize we have a bunch of trees over here. I don't know how I want to end this. I do kind of like the idea of it going all the way across. But that means we need to remove some trees. Could just go some dirt blocks across this way, which I'm kind of leaning towards. So let's start phasing out some of these trees, because we don't need to remove them, and we don't need to like demolish them, because we're not even at the point where we're placing dirt blocks over here. But I think that we could go basically dirt blocks along this area. Something like that, maybe. So that means we can start going down like this. So we don't need to go all the way over here. I'll still probably fill this much in. And we can maybe remove a few of these ones. And then we will keep going in this direction. So we'll keep it 3 wide. I think that's a good width. I don't know exactly how I want to handle it at the top, but not quite there yet. We probably should just make another overhang so they can reach all this. So we got to remove a couple paths. We could even do this. Remove one more. And then place a platform down. Then we'll do some stairs and then connect everything in. And then I guess we can go some dirt blocks across from this side. Okay, so we're basically level at that point. Maybe an overhang, so they can. We'll do it like this. So we're going to need to build a cross anyways, and then I might pump water up from here into the reservoir. I'm not quite sure yet. We do have it one level higher than it needs to be. That's okay. The drought's almost over. Oh, like I did not sleep well last night. But coffee helps with that. .1 days left. We're basically just waiting at this point. We don't have anything. What do we need to do, I guess? Added in a couple grease factories. That'll help the bots work more efficiently. Water's still working great. Oh wait, the drought wasn't over, it was starting. Okay, so we have a 6-day drought. I was gonna say, how's our water still doing so good after a drought? So the power is going to stop for both of these. We have some water over here. If we wanted, we could build across this way and just have even more water stored up. Not a bad idea. Also, we have so much food. We're not able to harvest it all. I don't think we have enough storage for all the raw materials. But that means that we can bump up our beaver population if we want. We have 52 vacant beds because I made a massive skyscraper over here. So let's add in a couple more breeding pods under housing. We can also look at their well-being. And now we kind of have some defined limits. Logs. Let's see. I think we can move these storages to right here. We'll add in a spiral staircase. Set this one to logs and then copy the settings to this one. We are completely out of wood over here, so we don't really need to worry about removing them. See you next time, Lucky Strike. Picking out a Christmas tree with the kids. Sounds very enjoyable. Gotta get on that. I feel like if you wait too long, then the good ones are... yeah, they're not available anymore. So let's take a look at the well-being for the beavers when we're partway into the evening, because that's where their well-being is going to go up, and we will be able to see how much of everything they are getting access to and are able to utilize. Because this exercise plaza, hold the phone. We are maxed out on the beaver beds, so I think we should add a few more medical beds. Just do that right along here. Let's get a little decoration for them. We can even do a beaver statue. Help them get better. Oh my gosh, they are very much in sync. When they start going to bed, we'll take a look and see how they're doing. We do have some space right here we have not utilized yet. Looks like the beavers are starting to go sleepy sleep. So let's take a look at it. Wet fur, we are lacking on that. I'll make a note of that. We don't have any algae rations. That's the one food that we're missing. So we should probably do that. Campfires, we can add a few of those. Rooftop terraces are almost perfectly utilized. And then some decorations we could do better on. No monuments. That is something that we can definitely solve. And then we basically have no fun stuff. So we need more scratchers. We could probably use a second exercise plaza, especially adding some more breeding pods. Let's start with wet fur. We have some showers down here, but I think that we probably... Ooh, I have an idea. But we need to remove some stuff, unfortunately. If we blast some holes over here, and then we place down a sluice, because this will eventually be filled with water. And so that sluice will feed in to the little pool that we make here, and then we'll place down some swimming pools. Maybe you'll place a few showers. Let's unlock this because I don't remember what the dimensions are. So it looks like 3x4. And then I'll probably have a backup fluid dump set up around here as well. But for now, let's start with this. We'll probably want to have it set closer to the wall. Yeah, I think so. So we'll have 3x4, 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 and then we'll have something like this. Although that swimming pool, we need to have, some of it needs to be on land, but we'll place down maybe some planks right there instead. And then we can also do a couple sluices. We can remove, unfortunately, all of this, and then one more, or I guess two more pieces of dynamite. We'll place down the sluices facing this direction, have them set so they open when the downstream depth is below a certain depth, and that should help us keep all this wet over here. And then we can also get some other fun stuff in the meantime. We should get some more campfires because we were not doing as good on those as we could be. And then we should probably get some decorations set up behind here. See this? If we place one there, then we'll be good. Place this down. Get some decorations on top. Make it look kind of nice. We'll have a clock and a bell. And then we'll do a little shrub right here on the end. Then we can detonate all this. Those sluices placed down. Well, I need to place one more piece of dynamite right there. And can they okay, they can reach from on up top, thankfully. We'll even just go along the backside. High prioritize that one. And then bump both of these up. So I do want to get those swimming pool set up. And then we can have some showers. Oh no. We'll have to rearrange this a little bit. There we go. And then we can get some showers. And then for now, since we don't have any water coming in here, we'll need to get a fluid dump set up. So let's do this. We'll have, instead of a shower here, have a fluid dump set up. Bump that up on the priority list. Okay. And then we can place the levees back on top. I think we're in a good spot. We just need to add maybe some more fun stuff. Well-being, I want to get some scratchers. We have this space and I've been saving it for nothing. I don't really know what else I'm going to put here, so we'll put some scratchers there. I think we can place those on top. And then just to make it a little bit prettier, we'll add in some roofs. I think we could probably also get a tube station somewhere over here. We can go underground. Maybe we'll even have it pop out right here. That'd actually kind of be perfect. I think I had to go 3 down plus 1 over here. So if we go 3 down over here, we can connect into this tube system. So let's start with this. Let's not do it directly adjacent to this wall. We'll do it one offset. Oh yeah, we should probably connect these paths in. Okay, we get it. You don't have enough water. Prioritize you by haulers. Let's figure out how we need to orient this. Okay, and then we'll do tunnels. This is going to be incredibly slow, unfortunately, because every time... Oh, we might not need that one. Every time we place one down, I'll need to place a tube behind it for them to reach the next one. But that's just kind of how it goes with this one. That's okay. We're not in a huge rush. We got the first one. We'll go from there. And then... Good. So we can see the tunnel ends there. And then we'll actually be able to work from both sides once we construct this. And their well-being's going up, probably because they have access to wet fur. We can... Oh, that is not what I want to click. Bad water would be no bueno. Thinking about switching it to bots just to get it up, but you can probably leave it. Although they'll be using this during the night time for the shower, so we'll be pulling water from there. Let's just switch it to bots. We don't need to prioritize my haulers because he can work during the nighttime. And so we have the scratchers. We have a couple more campfires. Well-being. We have a lot of these that we could use. We do need to get power over here if we want to use them. But I think that we're going to do that in the next episode. And so we're going to wrap up today's stream session. thank you to everyone who joined. I can see the viewers are slowly climbing up each stream, and it seems like you guys are enjoying it. Let me know what you're looking forward to in the next episode. Tomorrow will be the next episode of The Road to 1,000 Beavers, episode 24. So be on the lookout for that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to mention before hopping off, but I think that is it. So if you enjoyed the stream, please like it. It really does help get access to more of you guys. Let you guys see that there's these streams. So with that, I'm going to wrap up today's stream.